A sleeping animal in the dark forests of Latin America has no idea it's already been found. Something has landed silently nearby, walked, not flown, the last several feet toward it, and is now using a sense built specifically to locate one thing, the exact spot beneath the skin where blood runs closest to the surface. Within seconds, a small, precise bite is delivered so gently the sleeping animal often doesn't wake at all. This is the common vampire bat, one of only 3 bat species on Earth that feeds exclusively on blood, and almost every part of how it does this is stranger than the reputation suggests. Unlike almost every other bat species, which either eats insects, fruit, or nectar, the vampire bat survives entirely on blood, typically taken from livestock and other mammals, occasionally birds, and rarely humans. Its entire biology is built around locating, accessing, and processing that single, specific food source, and each piece of that process solves a different problem most predators never have to think about. Finding a blood vessel close enough to the surface to feed from requires a level of precision most animals simply don't need, and the vampire bat solves it using specialized heat-sensing pits located near its nose, containing a modified version of a temperature-sensing protein researchers identified in 2011. Unlike a pit viper's infrared sense, which detects the general presence and rough shape of a warm body in total darkness, the vampire bat's version is tuned for something far more specific, pinpointing exactly where blood is running closest to the skin's surface on an animal it's already approached, essentially narrowing its infrared sense down to a single precise target rather than a general search. Getting close enough to use that sense in the first place requires its own unusual solution, because most bats are built almost entirely for flight and are clumsy or helpless on the ground. Vampire bats are a genuine exception, capable of walking, hopping, and even running across the ground using their modified wing structure for extra leverage, allowing them to approach a sleeping animal on foot rather than by landing directly on it, avoiding the noise and disturbance a full flight approach would create. Here's where the biology gets genuinely elegant, because everything so far has been about finding the target quietly. What happens next has to happen without waking it up at all. The bat delivers a small, precise bite using specialized razor-sharp teeth, then doesn't suck blood the way popular depictions suggest. It laps at the wound using a specialized saliva compound researchers have named draculin, which prevents the blood from clotting for the duration of the feeding session, typically lasting 20 to 30 minutes. Without that compound, the wound would clot within moments, and the meal would end almost immediately. The vampire bat's metabolism runs so fast that it faces a genuine survival deadline most predators never have to think about. An individual bat that fails to feed for roughly 60 to 70 hours will die from the energy demand alone. That harsh deadline is exactly what produced one of the most well-documented examples of reciprocal cooperation in the entire animal kingdom. Researchers studying wild vampire bat colonies, building on landmark work by biologist Gerald Wilkinson in the 1980s, documented something remarkable. Bats that successfully fed on a given night will regurgitate a portion of their blood meal directly to roost-mates who failed to find food, keeping those bats alive until their next successful hunt. This isn't random generosity. Researchers found bats track social relationships with specific roost-mates over extended periods and are significantly more likely to share with individuals who have previously shared with them. a genuine give-and-take relationship maintained across a colony's social memory rather than simple chance kindness. So an animal built around one of the most unsettling feeding strategies in the mammal kingdom turns out to run one of the most cooperative, socially sophisticated support systems documented in any wild colony, entirely dependent on individual bats remembering who helped them and returning the favor when it matters most. Knowing that a starving bat's survival might genuinely depend on a roost-mate remembering a favor from weeks earlier, does that change how you think about this animal at all? Tell me honestly in the comments and subscribe to NatureCrest for more deep dives into the animal kingdom's most extraordinary and most misunderstood creatures.